Hey, Valerius! Catch!
These animations make Sonic Adventure look like it was made by a team of over 60 professionals. Oh wait. This is not good. You know what's great about Steam? It's accessible to any indie developer. You know what's the worst thing about Steam? And the VR section also has this problem. Maybe even more so because it's a new market. People are just throwing things together and hoping to be the next Beat Saber. Most of them probably being guys like me fantasizing about making actual content. I joke about it, but it's actually quite depressing. I mean, a lot of these people probably had hope to gain at least a bit of traction with all their hours of work, and a month later, 3 user reviews. I mean, I'll probably relate to them after I put hours into this and publish it. So let's mercilessly criticize people's hard work and maybe find something entertaining. The first game I picked was this thing, probably because I hate myself. I've been gifted by the VR gods a stomach immune to motion sickness. I definitely would have made it this far if it wasn't for that, but everything has its limits. Yeah, that's a limit. First you choose between 3 completely useless weapons, then you can enter one of a ton of levels. The weapons made me think that the developers saw Jet Island and thought what everyone fucking comments on Reddit. Another one? But then they got lazy and didn't make enemies, but made 3 levels because that was way more fun to do. Some of them are just reskins of each other, but most of them are unique and credit where credit is due. Some look very pretty. So the actual gameplay. Point where you want to go and push a button. But contrary to Jet Island, the thrusters don't have a cooldown, or you don't have hooks, and there's no momentum that makes going from point A to point B interesting and engaging. It really is just point and push. Apparently the tutorial said you could control the thrust with the joystick, which would be nice and add some much needed depth, but it's either broken on the Rift or doesn't work at all. So let's take a look at a couple of levels. This is very pretty, and there's an impressive sense of scale, but after flying through it once, you've pretty much seen everything. This Mars one is neat too, but again it's pretty and has nothing to do. This one is cool, you're going on a slide once. Same for this other one slide, except it's a tube. You know when you're deep underwater and you can't tell which side is up? That's exactly the feeling this level gives you. There's a strange bug here where I get launched off from the tube for some reason, so that's entertaining once or twice. But the whole thing lasts 30 seconds. You see a pattern here? Beautiful but nothing to do. Now take a game that it's easy to compare this to. This is an ugly mess, yet I can spend hours doing nonsense here. Oh god. It's fun because you have options to move around, and they require getting good at them. Plus there's a ton of things to shoot and go through, and Blue Shift simply does not. The next game is Tap House VR. When I saw the character models on the Steam page, I thought this was going to be a hilarious mess. I was then surprised with this beautiful hub with great lighting and ambient sound that really gave off a cozy bar feeling. So I hop into the first level, fool around with things half expecting them to clip through the counter, but surprise surprise, they actually don't. That's cool. So the gameplay itself, it's self-explanatory. Serve the customers, sometimes it's straight out of the fridge, sometimes it's a special mix in a specific glass. Collect the coins the customer gives you and get enough before the time runs out. See, it's easy. He wants vodka, which is here, and then what? There's just the right quantity of ingredients so things are simple but not boring. They made cute parodies of existing brands so you get familiar with the drinks fast. Are you sure about this? There's an impressive amount of polish. The wine glasses are easier to spill than the beer mugs, coins can slip through your hands as well as cold cans, the characters have attitudes, sometimes they even get into fights, sometimes they do that alone. Again, the atmosphere feels nice and things are pretty. I'm very pleasantly surprised with this and recommend it. Now take this beautiful game, throw it down a flight of cement stairs and murder his child, and you've got Saloon VR. It's the same thing, but horrible. Your hands are spheres. I absolutely hate it when I can't see my fingers in VR. Instead of a cute made-up brand, the drinks are just colors, and there's only 4 of them. Sometimes you have to throw drinks down the counter, which would be a nice idea if it actually worked. Fuck! Yes, I did it! Now what?
Bruh.
There's this neat mechanic that requires you to poison a wanted criminal, and that's a cool idea. Yeah, that's the only good thing I have to say. Damn it, now I feel bad about being harsh. But all in all, nothing is fluid, things are ugly, there's no level or other locations, and worst of all, it doesn't look like it was made with care like this other one. I'm sorry, guys. I first thought this was going to be a virtual tour of Catalonia in Spain, so when I booted it up...
Back in days past, they would call me
What the fuck are those? Jesus! So then I questioned if Catalonia was actually a place, or if it was a fictional place and I got it mixed up with a real city. So I googled it. Yep, definitely a real place. Wait, those elephants are only 7 hours away? What am I still doing here? This is the first thing you see when you start the game. You know what's worse than having spears for hands? Having nothing at all. A voice gives me the choice to go with one of the 3 guides to see the city. And I picked this lady because I thought she looked like a race car driver.
Come with me, boy.
I'm a car guy. Turns out she's a hiker. So the actual gameplay consists of a series of mini-games around the city. The characters take you there by Doctor Stranging around. This first drone one is nice. It's a pretty sight and the controls are fluid. It's a shame that the actual game area is really small, and the only thing there is to do is dodge balloons. But nonetheless, I had a good 5 minutes. In this next one, you need to row around objectives. It's pretty counterintuitive, as you have to go forward and not backward. And the lady tells you she wants to catch the fish, but you don't have to go next to the fish, you have to go over the fish. Plus, the objectives are 5 seconds away, so there's pretty much no game here. It's impressive how this game is both pretty and nightmare cheap at the same time. It really is a mixed bag. The lightning and the distant city are beautiful here, but goddamn, the teeth on this lady are terrifying.
That was good, Voyager. Great sailing skills there. Okay.
There, much better. Same thing here. The side of the city is nice, but don't look backwards because you'll be greeted by gorgeous Judy bushes. This is exactly what I had in mind when I thought nightmare cheap. This next game is a turn-based soccer game. Sounds great, I know, but the animations are just so gorgeous you want to play forever. It's a shame that the AI doesn't do shit and the game lasts only 2 minutes.
We've got this. Do you see any referee? Exactly. We've got this.
What are you implying? The next game is Dodge the Dragon and get 3 items. Nothing else of note here. The dragon looks nice though. Finally, after this life-scarring experience, the third character, or characters, are the chefs, and I was looking forward to cooking things. But the unthinkable happened. The barely functioning game doesn't work. Mr. Chef here and his friend, who may have spent too much time cooking other things, tell you to chase salamanders, but the game doesn't trigger and nothing happens. I tried it multiple times. Can you imagine how devastated I was that I couldn't finish this game? So overall, Catalonia. It's bad, but there's things to see. I mean, if you're so devoid of things to do that you actually watch this until the end, you might as well. Oh, thank God I'm done with this. Hey, thanks for watching till the end. This is my first video, so feel free to criticize me in the comments. I'll be doing similar VR content in this channel, so like and subscribe if you're into that.